Hello everyone, this video we will look at the add-on, Samba and the field edit of the Home Assistant. This is mostly used for software for Home Assistant. So before we begin to use the Home Assistant, we need to know what is the Samba and what is the file edit from the add-on. The first one, what is the Samba? This is a software tool realize the network file sharing. You can think that is very like as an FTP toy. Because this is Raspberry Pi, inside there are many files and photos on the Home Assistant in eMMC. So if your Windows, your computer want to download the file from the box and you want to upload your files to the box, so you need to use the Samba, this tool, for file transmission. So now we will look at what is Samba and how it installed and working. And we can see this is our dashboard of Home Assistant. And the last video we have installed this Home Assistant. And now there is empty. So we can click the configuration and you can see the supervised item. There is an add-on. You just think these are plugin. And we can click and you can see there are no any add-on installed because it's new. So we can click this button and you can search and import this add-on store name and you can search but we can see this Samba listed here, so we can just click and click this install button so that will install online and wait for a moment that will be completely installed and we can back to see this note. Before Samba starts, you need to configuration the username and the password. Because this is for safety, not need everyone can change your files from Raspberry Pi. And we can back to the Home Assistant. You can see this is install complete, but this time you not to start firstly. You need to configuration firstly. So there are username and the password. And the username you can change it by yourself. And I can input Kinkani, and the password I can input for the demo 1 2 3 4 5 6, and press the save. You can change by yourself as the username and the password, and press save, and back to this info, and we can click the start. Now the Samba is running. Here is the monitor, and this time we can open this window and at this item, we can input the IP address of the Raspberry Pi of the server. If you don't know what's the IP address of your Raspberry Pi, you can go to your load and just log in, and I can see what's in Home Assistant, the IP address. This is my IP address. So I can input this IP address at here. We can input / IP address of Raspberry Pi and enter. You will see this window have showed all the photos of the Raspberry Pi because I have already logged in. If you the first time enter the IP address, you will see a message windows that need to input your username and the password. So this time the Windows have already saved my IP address of the username and the password. So you can see these 6 photos. That's the 6 photos. You can see here I have said what is this files information. You can see this is the first one, the config, and this config is Home Assistant configuration mainly directory. We can see there are many files that will be usually used for this photo, like this configuration.yaml file, and some logo file, and some database, and some other information saved on this config photo. And the second, you can see the backup. This is backup. Now it's empty because sometimes the system will store some backup content and the fields. And the SSL, that is SSL. That is store the private key and the certificate file of encrypted transmission. That will be for website to use for LAN and for WAN for remote use by internet for SSL. And the media, this is a media file. Now it also is empty, so you can send your MP3 and MP4 video or audio file for this folder, so that the media player can play the music and play the TV on this folder. And this is add-on. This add-on that is for development, that also usually for the software engineer that can make local add-on and save the file to this store. And the last one is the shell. This shared content for this folder. This is shell. So you can upload any files and folders on this folder. Not it's a space folder. Just save the file for yourself. Okay. This is the 6 folders of the Raspberry Pi and for the Home Assistant have installed. And next we will look at what is add-on. The add-on is also a software running parallelly with the Home Assistant core. We can see this is a plugin for the Home Assistant, but it's a independently software or application running with the Home Assistant. So the add-on can be installed, start, and configure it through the Home Assistant supervisor. So we can see we can management the add-on. You can see by the supervisor of the Home Assistant. And sometimes the add-on is generally associated with the Home Assistant, and sometimes is no any link of this. Okay, this is the Samba for the management of the file from upload and download. And in this window, you can download the file or upload the file just like use your Windows PC. It's very easy. And next, we will look at the file edit. This is an add-on. It's also very useful. We can back to the Home Assistant and go to the add-on. And we can click add-on install. And we can see this is a file edit. The file edit we can install. Press this button. It's very easy to change the code like this. You can change the code online. Not need to download the file to your computer and change it and upload it to the Raspberry Pi. You can edit the file content online. So not need to download, upload. Just change the file on the Raspberry Pi directly. So after it install complete, I will show you how it works. Okay, now it's complete. So we can. Before we click the start, we can see these functions. This is start on boot, just the Raspberry Pi or our server board is power on. It will auto start. We can enable it. And this is watchdog. That will be auto begin if it crashed. After it crashed, you can open it. That is for the watchdog. And show in sidebar. That if you can enable this, you will see this file edit will display on this window. You can see I can enable this. You can see this file edit is displayed. That will be easy to find this function. So we can click start. And now it's began to running. And we can click this file edit. And you can change the folder. Click this icon. You can see this now is in the configure folder. You can see many files. The most useful file is this configuration.yaml file. That is for Home Assistant, mainly the configure file. And also you can go to parent folder, but can't change it because for the safety program, you can see you can change the setting configuration. You can see this is invoice base path. If you can change to false and save and restart the add-on, so we can click the file edit And this time you can click this browser file system, and you can back. You can see all the photos. You can see displayed. Many all files have displayed. That for safety program, so that we can set the file edit only show you configure photo. So if you are administrator or you are a programmer, you can see all the files. You can change anything. So about the safety program, I can set the settings for false, for true, and save and restart. And now you can see file edit with format. It start up, and you can see this only in the configure. So that is safety for everyone to don't change something important files. Okay, this is how to use the Samba toys and the file edit. Okay, thanks for watching.